My grandma made us count every train car that passed her farm. The night the count was wrong, she locked every door. Every evening at 7 p.m., the freight came through the back of Grandma's property, and me and my brother Wyatt had to be standing at the fence post counting. Out loud, both of us, separately, so we could check each other. 59, Wyatt said. 59, I said. Grandma wrote it in a little green ledger she kept on the porch rail, and then we were allowed to eat. That was the whole summer. Count, eat, sleep. I asked her once why it mattered, and she said, because I like knowing. That was it. That was all she ever gave me. Then the second week of July, Wyatt started laughing halfway through. You messed me up, I said. I didn't do anything. Start over. But you can't start over. The train's already going. We stood there while the last car went by, and neither of us had a number we trusted. He said 58. I said 58 too, because I wanted to eat. Grandma's pencil stopped. Say that again. 58. She looked up at us, and her face did something I'd never seen it do. Did you count wrong? No, ma'am. Look at me. Did you count wrong? No, ma'am. It was 58. She closed the ledger. She went inside and locked the front door, then the kitchen door, then the cellar door. Then she went around the house and shut every window even though it was 90 degrees. Wyatt kept saying, Grandma, what's happening? And she kept not answering. She pulled the chain on the porch light so the yard went black. Then she took the shotgun off the pegs above the stove and sat down at the kitchen table facing the back door. Grandma, sit on the floor, both of you, behind the icebox. We sat on the floor behind the icebox. The kitchen clock ticked. Around 10, she said quiet, they drop a car on the old spur when they come. That's how they get onto the property without a road. Who does? She didn't answer. Wyatt started crying and she put her hand flat on the top of his head and left it there without looking at him. Grandma, we might have miscounted, I said. We were messing around, then you'd both have said different numbers, she said. You said the same one. At 11:20, the dog under the porch started up, then stopped all at once, and that was worse than the barking. Boots came up the steps, slow, unhurried, like a man who'd walked them before. Then a knock, 3 easy taps. Verna, a voice said. Verna, it's me. Grandma didn't move. I know you're in there. I saw the boys at the fence. A laugh. You still got 'em counting? God almighty, woman. You go on, Grandma said. Wyatt grabbed my wrist so hard it hurt. I want what's mine. Same as I wanted it in 94. Open the door and I'll be gone by morning. And then Grandma did something that made my stomach turn over. She stood up, walked to the door, and unlocked it. He came in stooping under the frame. Gray beard, arms like fence wire, a claw hammer hanging from his fist. He looked at me and Wyatt on the floor and grinned like we were a nice surprise. Hey there, fellas. It's under the smokehouse, Grandma said, where Earl put it. Same as always. Now see, that's all I wanted. He walked out and she walked after him, and we followed because there was no way we were staying alone in that house. The smokehouse floor had a hatch in it, and the hatch went down into the old root cellar. Grandma never let us play in. He knelt, pulled it open, took her flashlight, and put his legs in. Any of it moldered, I'm coming back for the difference. You do that, Grandma said. He dropped down, and Grandma kicked the hatch shut and threw the crossbar, and then she sat on it, all 81 pounds of her. Grandma, Wyatt said. Who is that? That's Royce. He and his brother came out of a boxcar in 94 and killed your grandfather in the yard for a coffee can of money. She was breathing hard. Go call the sheriff. Tell him it's the Dieter boy and tell him to bring a ladder. I ran. But at the smokehouse door I heard Royce stop screaming, and his voice came up through the boards, different, thin, like the air had gone out of him. Verna, whose bones are these? Grandma leaned down toward the hatch. His brothers, she said. He came alone and knew too. Count was 58 that night too.